But this is 10 questions. Your quiz is 10 questions. All right, it will go in this order. So the first thing that we learned in this chapter was the Pythagorean Theorem. Like the first half of the test, that's 50% of the test or more, is just the Pythagorean Theorem. Okay, the other part is some of that stuff. So there may be one or two that are pretty difficult. All right, so this one, if we use the Pythagorean Theorem, it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Sometimes, or we've been kind of used to putting c squared first. I'll do that. This is c. Do y'all understand why that is c? It's the hypotenuse. It's the longest side. So I'm going to put c squared by itself. It always goes by itself. And then I've got a squared plus b squared. Does not matter which is which. I'll do 7 and 24. Everybody okay with that?
What page are you on?
I'm on mine. This is a quiz review. This is not your practice, okay? This is my own quiz review. I just made it up. So, I would combine that.
For what? Quiz for what?
Tomorrow. You'll have a quiz tomorrow.
All right, you said
Dude, I haven't been here.
Okay. Now, I'm going to put that in my calculator and I get 7 squared plus 24. Hold on, I did that wrong. 7 squared plus 24 squared. And I get 625. Then what do I have to do to solve?
Divide by 2.
Well, no, don't divide by 2. Square root it. Okay, total difference. Now, look, I know I see that as an answer, but it doesn't ask me to find c squared. It says find what? C. So you have to remember to square root it. Just type that in your calculator. The square root of 625 is 25, which is c. And y'all think about it. What makes sense? If one of those is 7 and one of those is 24, this one has to be longer, but is it going to be 625? That does not make sense. That's way too big of a number. Okay? 25 does make sense. Are we good with that? Yeah? Okay, so there's number 1. Does anybody know what Pythagorean triple number 2 is? If some of you have them memorized, if you take ACT prep, a 3, 4, 5 is common. Also, does anybody know this one? I believe it's a 5, 12, 13. I don't memorize them, but I don't take the ACT, so. Anyway,
Oh, it's B.
let's try it. This one's B?
No, mine was.
I was like, well, maybe I was wrong. Okay, but I do know this is the longest side, right? That's the hypotenuse. That gets rid of 2 of your answers. Do y'all see that? We know it cannot be those 2. Okay? Again, if you knew the Pythagorean triple, it's going to be C. But pretend we don't know that. I'll do a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay? Now, this time I know my c. It's 13. I know 12, but I don't know the other one. Okay? What's 13 squared? Are y'all hot yet? Yeah. Are y'all? No, I'm not hot.
It's the middle.
What's 12 squared? 144. Then what do we do? Subtract. So maybe I didn't get it right. What do I? B squared. There we go. That's what the problem was. What's 169 minus 144? 25.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, it's 25. Then what do? We square root it. And what is b? 5. Okay? But by process of elimination, you should somewhat know it. Okay? And maybe if you knew a Pythagorean triple, you would have that memorized. If not, that's fine. How do we feel on those 2? Is everybody okay with those? Yes? Okay. Then number 3. It's the same thing. All right? It just wants to know, do these sides form a Pythagorean triple? So I'm going to do the Pythagorean theorem yet again. What's my C on this one? What's my longest side on number 3? 17. So I'm going to put 17 squared by itself. Then the two smaller sides are 8 and 15. And let's see if they equal. If they do equal, then guess what? It's going to form a Pythagorean triple. So what is 17 squared?
289.
289. And then if you type in that, 8 squared plus 15 squared It is also 289. Do they form a Pythagorean triple?
Yes.
Yes. And then the other part is, why do they form a Pythagorean triple?
Because
There's
they're
a
equal.
reason, huh?
Because they're equal.
They equal. So the one that shows them equal is this one, and they're all whole numbers. Okay? They have to be whole numbers to be a triple, the Pythagorean triple. Are y'all good with that? Yes? Y'all can handle that on the quiz. Boys, y'all got that? Y'all are hot in here?
A little hot.
Sorry.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Okay.
You say?
Wait, so it was D or C?
It's C. But yeah, I narrowed it down. Those were the two that said yes. Boys, y'all listen. Y'all, especially if you're trying to bring up grades, this is it. Okay? So this one, yes, they form a Pythagorean triple because they're equal when I put them in that formula. Okay? And because they're whole numbers. If you would have gotten a decimal, it's not a Pythagorean triple. Okay. So let's go to the next one. This one is also Pythagorean Theorem. So the entire first page. Just notice this one has square roots, all right? But don't let that confuse you. You can always type them in and get decimals and compare. What is that as a decimal? You know, what is your answer as a decimal? What is that as a decimal? What is that as a decimal? Which one matches? You're more than welcome to do that. Although you need to know how to do square roots. So this one, here is your hypotenuse, and then I'll put the other two sides. I'll call that one A. So what is 19 squared? That is 361. That is 49, and then I have A squared. Then what do you do?
Subtract.
Subtract 49, and I get 312. Okay, I don't see, oh, well then I've got a square root. I don't see the square root of 312, right?
Use it.
So, I'm looking over there under my squares. That's up there for the my third hour class, but use them. What, out of all those squares, because I'm dealing with square roots, what of those numbers goes into 312? I would try,
6.
let's see, 312 divided by, I don't know, let's try 49. No. 312 divided by 36. No, it doesn't work.
64.
312 divided by, does that work? No.
No.
I'm going to go smaller. 312 divided by 16. Nope. Divided by 9.
You look like a tomato can.
Nope. So I'm going to go down to 4. I figured 4 would work, but I want to try bigger numbers first. 4 works. Does everybody see how? It's just trial and error. I have no idea what goes into 312. I don't ever deal with that number. So I divided it by 4 and that worked. Boys, the quiz is tomorrow. Okay? Don't y'all dare come to me asking for something else to do to bring up that grade if you're not like that. Okay. So I get 4 times 78. Alright? That's the same thing as 312. We just said that. What's the square root of 4? 2. And then I have a 78 left in. That's answer choice B. Say you are so lost and you have no idea. If I type in, why are y'all laughing? Okay. If I type in this, if you can at least get to the square root of 312, and you type it in, and I get 17.6, I don't have an answer choice with that. But guess what I can do with each answer choice? Type it in. 2 square root of 3. Does that match? No. 2 square root of 78. Does that match? Yes. That's my answer. See how you can just compare your decimals? You don't have to know how to do all the square roots. I don't advise that though. Like that's just if you're in an emergency situation and you don't have a clue what's going on, resort to that. Try to figure out how to do square roots though. Okay, next one. Number 5. Oh, this one looks like we have 2 more with Pythagorean theorem. So 60% of your test. That's a 60%. If you can do the Pythagorean theorem, you can do 60% of this test. Okay? And then hopefully guess good on the rest. Or maybe some of the other ones won't be so bad. So it says, here's your 3 side lengths. Is it a right triangle? To be a right triangle,
They have to be equal.
yes, a squared plus b squared has to equal your c squared. So what are your a, or I'll start with my c. C is 82. And what are a and b? 18. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to put an equal sign. There's my c. And then a and b are 18 and 80. Is everybody good with that? All right. Then I would just figure out, do these equal? What is 82 squared? Let's see. I'll write it down. It is 6,724. Now let me figure out what those two are. 18 squared and 80 squared. 6,724. So, is it a right triangle?
Yes.
Yes. Now, so you have 2 with that answer, but why does one of them have a not equal sign? Or that little line through it? That means it's not equal. What did we find out? That they are equal, so it's B. Is everybody good with B? Yes. All right. Now number 6. This is why I've been putting C first the whole time. Well, this is weird. Classify this. It has side lengths 3, 4, and 4.
Oh, that's tough.
I wonder why. I guess one of them that doesn't even make sense.
No, you look like a tomato. Okay.
I guess it. I mean, it's got to be a cube. What did they get for this answer?
That's just what chocolate is.
Yeah, but it shouldn't.
Because you would put 1 in the 4.
Your longest side that it doesn't. I'm not understanding what's going on with that one. What is this number?
6.
6. I get a cube, but that shouldn't happen. Okay. All right, number 6. I'll go for it. 4 is the longest side. 2 of those should not, like, that shouldn't have happened. Like, one of those should obviously be longer than the other 2. Is everybody okay with that? Since this is what we're given, we'll just go with it. But I would say, like, maybe it should say 3, 4, and 6. Right? Your longest side should always be the hypotenuse. Anyway, I'll have to go with 4 squared. And then, I was going to put an equal sign. I'll just put like a little blank because I don't know if it's going to be equal, greater than, or less than. That's our hypotenuse. And then the other 2 are 3 squared and 4 squared. I guess it doesn't matter. Okay. I always like to have my bigger number, like, obvious what it is. So, what is 4 squared? 16. And then what is 3 squared plus 4 squared?
25.
25. So since the hypotenuse is less than both of those sides together, that one is acute. And that is what they got. It should just be, I don't know, obvious, like one of them should have been a longer side. But it's okay, still work, still get our answer. Everybody's good with that? Okay. If that happens tomorrow, which I hope it doesn't, but just whichever is your longest side, it's going to have to be one of the 4s in that case. All right, now the difficult problems. The 45, 45, 90s, and 30, 60, 90s. We have plenty of time. Can I erase that? Yes. Okay. So on number 7, and I will leave this up there tomorrow, it wants to know the length of the hypotenuse. So what you would do is go to the blue box on the right. Why do I pick that one? If this is a 45 and that's a 90, that's going to be the top box. Everybody good with that? So I'm just going to write that formula down with the letters and everything. Hypotenuse equals side times the square root of 2. I'm trying to find my hypotenuse. So I'm going to leave that as an H. Okay, are we good with that? So H equals, what's my side length?
3 squared root of 2.
So I'm going to put 3 square root of 2. And then what goes next to that? Square root of 2. Questions on that? I plugged that in right there. Okay, I just put my side right there. You could probably just type that in your calculator and it would give you your answer. But what is the square root of 2 times the square root of 2?
Cancels out. Or
It goes to 2. And what's 3 times 2? 6. There's your hypotenuse. It's 6. Are we good with that one? Was that one bad? No. And I will leave that on the board tomorrow. Okay? Just make sure, like, write your steps. Write down the formula that they give you. Plug in what they give you. And then just try to simplify it the best you can.
Plug in 3 square root of 2 times square root of 2, like it'll always work pretty much in your calculator.
Yes. On this one, because now, only because they cancel out. If it gives you a decimal,
You have to go through.
then you'll have to go through and, yeah, that's because they didn't, like, the square roots didn't cancel out. Okay? All right, number 8. So hopefully we're looking at a 70% on this so far. Hopefully we're doing good. Okay, number 8, it says, find the length of the leg. So I have, what type? Do I pick the blue box or the purple box over there?
Blue.
The blue, because this has a 45 in it. The blue box has a 45. The first step is to write down the formula. Hypotenuse equals the side times the square root of 2. Everybody good with that? Now, what do they give us?
They give us our hypotenuse.
They give us the h, the hypotenuse. It's 12. So I plug in 12. Questions there. Then what do you do to move it? Divide by the square root of 2. This is where some of you who aren't good at this, make it a decimal and just compare your decimals. Okay? I don't recommend that. I recommend knowing what else to do. But say you type that in your calculator and you get a decimal, if you can just do that part, match your decimal. But the rest of us say that if that's what you need to do, that's what you need to do. What do you do when you have a square root in the denominator? Multiply by it. Yeah. Top and bottom. So I get 12 square root of 2 over 2. What is 12 divided by 2?
6.
That's why that's your answer. Okay? Now, and I know there are some calculators, y'all, who would do this for you. Or that would do this for you. I forget what type it is. I think I told you that. But like Chloe Jordan has one. It just automatically simplifies square roots for you. Ours doesn't. Or I haven't figured out yet how it does. But, which is fine. You'll have to do this later on in Algebra 2 with like major problems. That's why I want you to get used to this, okay? But if you want to borrow a calculator like hers, buy one. Or just divide and get a decimal for your quiz, that's fine if you have to. How do we feel on that? We feel okay? Yes, okay. Moving on then.
This next one is the one that I couldn't get. It's the same numbers.
It is the same numbers? Oh, good. Okay. All right. Number 9. There's 10 questions. I'm on number 9. Number 10 is a 30, 60, 90. Number 9, for some reason, it's both of them together. Now, which triangle do you start with? Some of y'all kept wanting to start with the left triangle. You have to start with the triangle that gives you information, which is actually the right triangle. Okay? It's not about left or right. It's about which one actually gives you the number. Okay? So, and this one's weird on what it's asking for. That might be why. It's because it's asking for both of the sides added together. But anyway, so I have a 30, 60, 90. I'm going to look at this triangle right here. So my 30, 60, 90 gives me 2 formulas. It's the purple box over there. This right here, the number they give me is the hypotenuse. So I use the top formula in the purple box. H equals 2s. What is H on this one? 34 equals 2 times my short side. So what do I do to solve?
You divide.
Divide by 2. So my short side is 17. So that means this right here is 17. Okay? Everybody good with that? That also, well, I'll finish this one. So that's my 30. Now I need my long side. Okay? How do I find the long side of a triangle? Yeah. L equals S times the square root of 3. What's my short side? 17. What did you notice about all their answers? They are in decimals. So what am I just going to change mine to? A decimal.
29.4.
29.4? Okay, so the long leg is 29.4. I'm going to put that right here. That's 29.4. Are we good so far? Now, I've got to go to this. If this, the 45, 45, 90, if this is 17, what's this one?
17.
17. Remember, they're the same. If they're both 45 degrees, the sides are the same. I have just found y. Y is that whole thing, right? Does everybody see that? It's this side and this side. Well, what is 29.4 plus 17?
46.
Let's say, I guess it's 46.4. Is everybody okay with that? That one was weird. Is that the part y'all didn't get, or y'all got that?
I think I did 17 on where 29.4 is.
Oh, okay. So you did 17 and 17? Is that?
No, I did. I like switched them. I got 29.4.
Oh, gotcha.
45, 45, 45.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, this was the short side, so that one is 17. That's the longer side because this is a 60-degree angle. So that's 29.4 because it's bigger. 29.4 is bigger than 17. So it has to go across from the bigger angle. Okay, then the last thing, we find the hypotenuse of the 45/90. So there it is right there. Look at the top box. It is S square root of 2. So it's 17 square root of 2.
289.
And it's 289?
Yes,
Wait, it shouldn't. You did 17 times the square root of 2?
Oh, no. Sorry, I just did 17 square root.
It should be 17, or so yeah, 17 square root of 2.
24.7.
24.0? There's that. Which would be D. Did you get that one this time, Lexi? Question?
Are you keeping those things on the board?
Yes, I am. I will keep
This
those on the
is
board.
10 questions?
It's 10 questions. Yeah, I've only got one more to do.
That's gonna be 2 questions tomorrow.
Uh-huh. Have you been watching these?
So,
Alright. Anybody else have a question on this one?
work.
So I'm guessing there's one like this one on there. I mean, if it's like this on the quiz review, it'll be like this tomorrow. Okay? So you'll have to kind of look, you use all 3 formulas. The next one's not as bad. It's just a 30, 60, 90. And I might can go over like 1 tomorrow. Y'all just need to come in prepared to do this. Because I need to kind of start the next lesson so y'all have something to do Wednesday. Okay, this one, 30, 60, 90. It gives me the 60 and the 90, so I know that's the bottom formula. So I have the hypotenuse, I have the short leg, if you need to write that. How do I know that's the short leg? Because it's across from the 30. The 30 is smaller, the short leg is smaller. The 60 is bigger, so the longer leg goes with that. So anyway, all that to say, what formula in that bottom box am I going to pick? Yeah, the long leg, that's what I'm looking for, is the short leg times the square root of 3. What in the world is the short leg on this one? 9. It's just 9 square root of 3. So my answer is C. Okay, let me see time-wise. Does anybody want me to print one of these for them? Like totally different problems with the answers? Yes. I will print them real quick and then y'all can practice it because I think y'all have enough time to see what you can do. So calculate values, entire test. I'm going to do 2-sided. I'm going to send it downstairs. Is that everybody? Everybody's going to want one. I'm going to make everybody get one. Okay, let's see if it's printing. I'll run get it. Okay. It's printing. I'll be right back.
It's
Is he gonna post you for looking for me?
it's Scotty's photo.
What?
I
No.
was like,
I know you have one.
What's next? That He's my best friend. He just don't know it. Who?
Wait, start over.
Looking for it.
Oh yeah, I see this. Let's share the shot, bro.
I didn't even see.
Right here, bro. KC, KFC. We were at the mall and then we went to the thing. Dude, Cybertruck might be a cop. Dude, they're nice.
I saw one the other day.
They're actually so nice on the inside, bro. And there's a screen in the front and there's like a solid screen in the back too. You can watch Netflix, YouTube, Hulu, Twitch, everything.
But it was like
Bro. And then for the one my dad wanted, 105.
Okay, so you go. Answers are on the back.
Oh,
and
no.
it's not stapled.
there's 2 sheets.
Dude, he has to.
It would be tough. That's why I told you, he wanted one. Oh, wouldn't you be mad if you got a Cybertruck? If Daddy got a Cybertruck?
That's a dumb.
Mhm.
Everybody should get a Cybertruck.
Wow, they were. You didn't go on the inside though. You didn't even say it. It was tough. Dude, I told him he should get it wrapped with it, like eggplant emoji on the wrap. That was good stuff.
What I said.
Ooh, Red Bull.
Oh, these are my papers? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. They're just not stapled.
Yes, ma'am.
It won't, when I send it down, it won't staple. Answers on the back. You do, this is not a grade.
Wait, do I have to do this?
No, it's not. Well, yeah, you'll need to practice. Make sure you can do it tomorrow.
Ooh, she's telling me no. Nigga, I didn't even watch the whole freaking. I'll do it though. That's for me.
Well, that's chopped.
And then
How is that chopped? You go.
Well,
Oh, stop.
that's chopped.
Jackson says, oh no. Jackson always says, oh no. And then he'll say,
I'm not sure saying it.
Okay, and those of you who didn't do those 27 problems yet, get those to me. Yes, that's good. And then y'all can kind of go over this tomorrow. This is who I have for the 27 points. Chloe, Krista, Kaylee, Allie, Lakin, Abby, Emma, and that's it.
huh? Yeah. We all thought we were wait, term what is?
Yeah, she has started
Chloe, Krista, Kaylee, Allie, Lakin, Abby, Emma. That is all that's in the geometry one. Let me see if it's in a different one.
She asked me that every morning.
They did for
There's Algebra 2, Advanced Math,
Yes.
She made us her members, man, so I don't know where it would be.
We did.
I for real don't have them unless y'all turn them in. Did y'all turn them into the tray or did y'all turn them into her?
To her, that's right there. I'm pretty
They
sure
did
she set
for
up
them.
Probably the truth.
Oh, Bryson did go so chopped.
You
They
see?
seen it as a stop. We got like 10 minutes. So chopped.
Y'all turned them into the tray.
I'm gonna go.
did?
Yeah,
Somewhere.
that's okay. I have them. It's fine. I'm glad y'all said something. Yes, y'all did turn them in.
Wait, if
They
you
were
do
just
that,
in
we should
this.
probably go look.
Or we should go with.
We should go look at break and go see if we can.
Yeah, I wanna get,
Yeah, it's terrible.
I wanna get sober.
And when it's back, you don't say it while I say it. All that stuff.
He did it too.
Yes, Mom said it. More.
Boys, y'all make sure y'all can do all these.
I'm doing it. I know you're doing it.
Did you record that?
Oh, I think I am recording it.